morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome kahit po na naman. Ay po yung internet. Nawalan ng internet. Hindi ako nagbayad. Kung magaling nyo na ang mga lodi, babalik. Kung na ho natin ito mga lodi. Kasi pang papabalik. Ano nangyari?
guess I'm one of the few people here who can say, and I'm reminded of this by looking at the number of years of the anniversary of our independence, is I wish I was 80 again. Mr. President, Mrs. Marcos, how nice to see you. Both, of course. Chargé d'Affaires Ewing, Ambassador Romualdez, and Mr. Zobel, our co-chair. And I want you to know how much we value the partnership that we've been able to establish with you and members of the Philippine cabinet. It's good to see Mr. Recto again, although he tells me he works longer hours. The recognition of the 80th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations is a timely occasion to reflect on events before 1946, in the decades that followed, and into the 21st century. The commitment to Philippine independence in the period prior to World War II and consummated by the shared sacrifice of the war years forged ties between two sovereign states on July 4th, 1940, a pivotal date that we celebrate today. A mutual defense treaty, the end of the Cold War 45 years later, and the closure of our military bases was accompanied by the rise of new challenges that demanded attention and called for new forms of cooperation between the Philippines and the United States. Reflecting on the period when I served as ambassador of claims to maritime features in the South China Sea, including Mischief Reef, well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. At the same time, global jihadists cultivated assets in the Philippines, amazingly close in an apartment building just a few blocks from the American embassy, to plot terrorist attacks on international airline operations, and even against the Pope, who visited the Philippines at that time, and to plot terrorist attacks on international airline operations, plots that led eventually to the 9/11 attacks on the United States in 2001. These events drew renewed bilateral cooperation in preserving stability and military readiness in the West Philippine Sea, and ultimate success in the global war on terror. At the same time, commercial investments, trade, and educational exchanges expanded linkages between our two peoples in a generation removed from the visionary founders of 1946, to support a new, growing, and balanced with co-chair Jaime Augusto Zobel and others, especially Ambassador Babe Romualdez, who at an event hosted by the Society for You in New York, General Assembly in 2022, and just months